Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Tech Condo. How are you today? It's really great of you to be here in the studio. I said in the studio, why? Because today we're going to talk about this studio. How does everything connect to each other? What kind of software do I use? That kind of thing. So we're going to go through a list things that were I use to give you a great time. I hope that's at least my idea about it. So before I do that, of course, we all have what we call a pre-show, and the pre-show is actually the ones where we test things like is everything working correctly. So I'm now doing it just to show you what I typically do, but I typically do that a little bit earlier because I like to make sure that everything is as good as it can be. So let's do this. So first of all, the different cameras. Camera 1 is there. Camera 2 is there. This one, hello, is also there. We also have additional cameras today. We have, of course, the Kermit cam, which is right there. And of course also another camera, which is the camera that I actually have for today specifically, and that is this one. Hello there, how are you? Yes, so this is a little bit of a different view, and we're going to use this camera a lot today. So, and we will also talk about this camera because this camera will become more and more important. So that's all that we're going to talk to you about is, of course, the different the studio. And let me go back to the standard that I also use. Hey, if you want to comment during the show, that is possible. You can comment via this part via Facebook, but also via YouTube. At this moment, it's a little bit quiet. But at least you can comment. If you're not live, don't worry about it. Please comment anyway, because if you do that, I can actually discuss it via text, or maybe I can use different ideas to make it even better in the future. So don't mind, just do it. Just tell me what you like to do. Let me think. So at the moment, no comments are getting in. So let me verify that if that is the case. It might be the case. Whoa. There you go. Hey Jordan, what's up, my friend? He is in the house. Welcome, Jordan. I was just figuring out if it all works. And that's, of course, the pre-show. Again, the pre-show is to make sure that everything is working as it should. And that is definitely the case. Great of you to be here, Jordan. One of the roommates. By the way, if you want to become a roommate, you can still do that now. If you want to pay $10 or up, you can be part of the community, the condo conversation, which is every first Saturday of the month. And I am a little bit late with this to my my roommates for today, so I'm gonna send out the invitation after the show, and it's gonna be like 10-15 minutes, and then we can still do that. Anywho, that is what I have, and hopefully is also on YouTube. Let me verify YouTube as well, because no comments are getting in there, and that might be because it's not working. And if that is the case, then I at least want to know if that is the case. And it certainly looks that I'm live. So that is okay. So there's nobody there. Perfect. No worries. Absolutely no worries. So how are you? What was your week about? Did you have a great week? I did have a great week. So I actually went live with something which is totally not related to technology. Of course, last week we talked about Lego. And yes, I will go back to technology because this is Tech Condo. But I previously also had another show which is called Petra's Music Condo, and that was all about music. And actually my favorite band, the Simple Minds, came with a new album which is called Walk Between Worlds, and this album is really, really great. And so I really, just wanted to tell you that this is out and this is really good. So that's the first thing. And before we go into the studio tour, I also want to do a quick unboxing of another product, which I also went live for earlier today, is that I actually sold my Raspberry Pi and I got this one instead, a security gateway by Ubiquiti. And because this is a very complex product, I'm not going to install it today. I actually really need to figure out how it works before I actually can show it to you. So that will take a little bit more time than normally. But I want to have a very good review on that. Hey Jason, what's up? How are you, my friend? Great of you to be here also. So welcome to both Jason and Jordan. As you can see, if you want to comment, then that is definitely possible. Just write it down and you will be on the screen. And that's both for Facebook and for YouTube, because I am also now on YouTube as well, live. Jason says he's immediately going into the nitty-gritties. Is that a power over Ethernet? Well, this is not really a switch, but Ubiquiti does have PoE as well, and I will be buying the switch with PoE. I already have the access point, and this is the security gateway, which I bought because my dad had it, and he was like, yeah, but actually I already have like a firewall, so why should I have to have two? Hey Petra, do you want that? I said, well, I want to have it. Hey, I want to have your Raspberry Pi. So that's the way the story went. But I am very happy with that because this is something that I wanted to do anyway. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be like 3 or 4 episodes. I actually already had an episode on the access point, but this one is going to be in a separate episode. And then I will combine, I think, the router and the controller as well into one episode. My dad is also in the house. He says the new Raspberry runs analysis on particle contamination already. Yep. So my dad, he is already, I don't understand how he does it, but he's like immediately using that stuff, and he's really doing all kinds of cool projects. I haven't seen it in real life yet, so I will probably see it tomorrow when I go and visit him, and I'm really looking forward to that. Jason says, oh, that is cool. Security is super important. Yes, it is. It is really. And until now, in all honesty, don't tell anyone. Jason, my Windows computer is without firewall. Don't tell. Don't tell. Shh, I didn't say that. But it will change. And that's by design. So this is really something that I've been working on for a long time already. And this is a brand that I think that actually can deliver what I want. Jade is also in the house. She says, hey there, but she also says, I have Studio Envy. Yeah. So I also, every time people do these kind of studio tours, I'm really, interested in it. I love to see that. And I typically want to do that like once every half a year or so, just to show what I've done so far and that kind of thing. So really cool of you to be here as well, Jane. And I see that we only have 1 minute to go before the show starts. So before we go in, the question of the day: do you have a studio yourself? Yes or no? And if not, are you planning to have a studio for yourself? That would be really interesting to know as well. So in roughly 40 seconds, we will start the show. We will first start with a small unboxing, which is a very fast unboxing. And then after that, we will go into the studio tour, which will last for a few minutes. And if you're our roommate, then don't forget, we will have a kind of conversation after the show, but I still have to give you the address, etc. So that's got to be something that will be done later. If you want to become a roommate, then go to techcontent.net and then click on support, and there you can see how you can do this. All right. Welcome everyone, welcome to the show, welcome to TechCono. Today is going to be a very special day. We are going to talk about about this studio in my condo, how everything is connected to each other. We're going to talk about software, hardware, and we're also going to show you the layout of the studio and why I've chosen for some, the way that I've done it so far. Also, and that's what we're going to start with, we're going to do a very quick unboxing. We're not going to install a product yet because it's a very, complex product, but we will definitely do a in-depth review of it in, I think, about 2 weeks from now. So let's get the show started. All right, welcome. Let me get this out of the way. So first of all, the unboxing of today. The unboxing is a security gateway by Ubiquiti. And let me get this out of the way for a bit. And actually, the whole story is that my dad, he wanted to have the Raspberry Pi. I actually was collecting dust on my shelf anyways. So it was a little bit like, I needed to have something anyway. He needed to have a Raspberry Pi. I wanted this anyway. I was already planning to buy this product, so it made perfect sense to buy it. So let's delve into it before we go over to the studio, because we are here definitely for the studio tour, but I also want to get this out of the way because, hey, I'm not a person that can actually wait for these kind of things. So this is a security gateway, and basically what it is, it's a management system for your network. So it prevents harmful connections. It analyzes packages for what it is and if it's harmful or not, or it can also give some preference to certain kind of packages. So this is really a very nice product. At least that is what I think. But before I go into the nitty and gritties on this, I would love to thank the people that you see below the screen. They are part of the roommate club, and actually, if you want to become a roommate, you can want to have like this kind of stuff. This, by the way, you can buy this via the website. Go to techcono.net, then hit shop, and there you will find the web shop, and you can order this or a T-shirt or something. So there are quite some possibilities there. Also, if you want to become a roommate and spend like $10, for instance, or up, then you can actually also be part of the conversation later today. But that's something totally different. All right, let's go into the nitty and gritty. And sorry, you guys are just let me get this out of the way because I need to put in my code. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's delve into it. So, all right, the unboxing. So this is the box, like everything from Ubiquiti. It's a part. It has 2 layers, and they are very very well done. There you go. It's a little bit tricky to get it out. There you go. It's a little bit harder than this morning. Maybe I just made a mistake. There you go. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I really have to. All right, it's done. All right. So what's in the box? Let me get the front of the box. It is here, all right? So this is the box. It has a manual, and in this particular situation, I think I can actually say I'm probably gonna read it. Also, this is the product, which is really nice. It's well built. It feels very sturdy. It's actually from metal, so it looks like this. Show it a little bit closer, right there. So it has a Ubiquiti logo, and this whole square lights up blue when it's on, which is really cool. And actually, it has on this side. Try to show it there. It has two LAN output and one WAN, which is the outside world, and then a console as well. So you can connect and configure it however you please. So that is great. Also, it has just a power cord, and yeah, that's about it. That's all that's in the box. So it's a very small unboxing, but I just didn't want to wait until until 2 weeks from now, because otherwise, you know, it's not, you want to see everything, right? So that is now done. That was the very, 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 very quick unboxing. And let me get this out of the way, like this. And then we can start the tour of the studio. So what about the studio? So first of all, this studio is not in a big room. It is really in the condo where I live. So it's really a part of the apartment building that I'm part of, that I have here, and not the apartment building, the apartment. And actually, the studio has, at this moment, normally it has 4 cameras. Now it actually has 5 cameras. So let's go through all of the cameras that I have today. So the first camera, this is the main shot. So this is the camera that I use for a long, long time during the show. It's my favorite camera. It's a very nice Mevo camera from Livestream. I have to admit, I love the camera. It does, I would say the quality is prosumer. So it's or maybe even consumer plus. So it's not the most perfect that you can have, but it does have an added value because it's actually very wide angle. I mean, this is not even a wide angle shot. It can actually show the whole room in one go if I wanted to do that. Actually, this is not scripted. This is not done. Let me try to figure out if I can do that for you so that you can see that. So let me see if I can connect to that camera. It certainly looks like I might be able to. No. Yeah, there it goes. No, not possible at this moment. Sorry. No, okay, no worries. But I can show it on a different one as well. So that is one camera. I actually have a second camera, which I always use to start the show, and that's that camera. That's the second camera, which can actually, you now can actually see almost the whole studio. I still have like roughly this is about 2/3 what you can see here. And the 1/3 is really only the outside is like the door to my apartment. But that's, you know, this is really a wide angle shot, which is really, really good. The third one that I have typically is this one. So this is the one that I typically use for demonstrating what I did earlier today. But you can also see stuff that I'm doing here. So this is, for instance, your comments that are coming in. So if you write down a comment over here, I can actually select it. Like Jane Stewart says, getting one. I can send it to the software, and then once I press this button over here, boom, getting one. That's how it works. If I want to go to another one, for instance, my dad about Raspberry Pi, same thing. Boom, and 1, 2, there it is. So that's really, really a nice way of doing things, I would say. So that is one of the software packages that I have. That's what we call vMix Social. And the streaming software that I use actually doesn't have the possibility to have Facebook comments and YouTube comments in the screen. It does have the ability to do the same with tweets, but I rarely use it. Now, before I had vMix Social, I actually had the Raspberry Pi do this part, but of course it was a little bit quirky, not really nice, but this is really a great way of doing things. So vMix Social is not a separate package, it comes with vMix. And vMix has a few different plans. So the cheapest version is $60, and that is the one that I actually use to get this organized. So what I actually do is I bring it in via a NDI connection into Livestream Studio. Livestream Studio is the software that I use. I will show it how it works in a few minutes. Don't worry, I will show it to you. I will show everything that I can. So there's no worries about that. Yeah. So I had 3 cameras. Those are the standard cameras. Another camera that I have, which is something that I have to. Actually, I'm not able to use this product for more than 5 inputs. So I actually need to go to my keyboard to actually select, for instance, Kermit, which is camera 8. Boom. So Kermit is there, he is sleeping, and this is really now. Camera 9 is this one. Hello, there you. So that is also there as well. So that is great. So I have 5 cameras lined up in this very small room at this moment. So let's go to the camera, which is this one. Because this will give you another bird view on the studio. First of all, you see that this is not that big. If I would, I can actually touch the camera, which is this thing over here. I can actually touch it. That is the main camera that I just showed you. And here, there you will see the microphone. So the microphone is very close. I actually don't have a lapel mic here because otherwise you will hear it because I have long hair. So my hair will be in the way and like making all kinds of different noises, which is, you know, not great. But it is the way it is. Now here you can see that the main, not the main shot, but the shot which is very big. This shot. Let me show it to you right there. So that's that shot right there, which is, I think, great. Going back. Also, you see that within the trussing, these metal cages are actually called trussing. I actually have a lot of cables walking through it, and that's really necessary in this small room because if I don't do that, I will trip over wires, etc. And now, and to be quite honest, now at this moment there are a lot of wires because of this camera, because this is not a standard camera, so I have not created a way to mount this camera apart from having just a tripod. So that you know. Going back to this one, I have to admit that one thing that I've done wrong is that I actually have forgotten to how do you say that, to unlock the iPad. All right, so let me stand up. Let me go to that camera and walk you through the whole studio. So I will go to camera 9. I will remove my audio. So this is my earpiece, which is from my Sony PlayStation. It's not a big one, it's just very nice. And it is connected to this here, this device over here. And that allows me to change the volume of my ear set independent of what I broadcast. Because sometimes that makes it a little bit easier. So now at this moment I don't hear it, which is totally fine. But let's go through the setup. So I have to be careful with Kermit. So let's first go into this. Sorry for the shaky cam. But it will change. Don't worry. All right. So this is the studio software, which you can see right there. So this is what I use to switch the show. So once I select a channel, like for instance, let me do that on pre. So this is what I stream, and that is what I preview. So here I can actually preview, for instance, this camera, or that camera, or that camera. So you can actually see that I can actually see up front what is going on. I actually can also bring your comment as a preview. So like so. So if I can actually see a comment as a preview to see if everything is fine, and remove it, and then I can also press cut, and then it will definitely go to the right hand side, which is the program out. Here you can see small icons of the cameras. This is the video that is lined up already. This is the laptop, which I have not connected today. This green thing are the comments that are brought in via vMix, which I can show you if I make this a little bit smaller and then show it like this. So here you can see that I actually use vMix to bring in comments, and this is the software, the vMix social software, which can tweet, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and IRC. And I only use Facebook and YouTube for comments, so that those can all be connected like so. So this is the software that I use for streaming, and the idea is that in the future, going back to this, in the future, I will be also going to vMix for a lot of different, for a few reasons. First of all, the Mevo, even though it's a really great camera, you are locked into the livestream ecosystem, and that is something that is not really always that nice. So I will probably have different cameras in the future, but in all fairness, I think that what will happen is that this studio will remain Mevo based because of the fact that it has a really nice wide angle shot, and the on location work that I do for clients, that will be done via the vMix and these cameras, like for instance the PTZ Optics camera that you just saw in the what I'm using, right? Okay, let's move on. So let's go back to the shot and go to cut it to this. So next up is the microphone, which is right there, and I actually used a standard microphone pole to connect it to the trussing, and I will help the camera a little bit to show it like this. So it goes all the way to the trussing, and there you will see how much cables you actually have within the studio. So this is all cables, all the way to this area. So you can definitely see that there's a lot of cables in the studio. But that's the way it is. And you can also see that I actually had some acoustic foam. So I used those to add a little bit of additional acoustic treatment. But I also used some puzzle mats, also for the same reason, to make sure that there is less audio reverb in this room. Here you have a light. and you also see the third Mevo, which is pointing down to the to the table. Going this way, sorry for the shaky cam, you can actually see that I have a second light, and behind the light, unfortunately, that's something that I don't know if I can make it. Let me see. No, that's not possible. But behind the light, I actually have the router for the studio. So all of the network cables are going through that behind that light. All right, let's move to this side and show you my desk. All right, trying to do that because it's getting a little bit difficult to do it. It's like this. Cables are not that big. So here you can actually see that for my, you know, for my, I also use this room for some music, and that's the Mevo there, right there, a little bit higher. It's not possible anymore. Sorry. Here you have your comments again, keyboards, and the Mevo app is there so that I can also control the Mevos if I wanted to. And here, let me make it a little bit higher. There, right there. You can actually see that I have another camera, and that camera is for if you are a roommate, you can have exclusive behind the scenes shots during the show. So that camera is really only for my roommates, and you can actually also see me prepare the show. I will always be here approximately 1 hour in advance. You guys can see it. And here you have some lights that I use right there, right there. See, those are Philips lights right there. Get this out of the way. There. There you go. So that's a Philips light to make it a little bit more nice to see. And then I will walk back a bit. And unfortunately, the audio will be a little bit less now, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Here you find my hair light right there, and you see the blue lights that I have mounted with tie wraps. And these make the black backdrop look blue. So this is really a black backdrop, but the lights do quite a lot. And here you have my display with, you know, a lot of Lego and some Marvel figures like Captain America, Iron Man. Of course, Simple Minds is one of the things that I also like. And my favorite microphone is right there. I love that microphone. It's so beautiful. Really, really do. And here you have my friends. Kermit, right there. Well, almost there. I'm not able to show him. Right there. That's Kermit right there. Yep. So that is a small studio tour, but I also have something else for you lined up. I have never showed it to anybody yet. Let me get rid of this, because let me go to this right here. So I'm here. Hi. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see your comments right now, but behind this here is actually a separate space. It's not big. It's only half a meter, but it's actually very interesting to see because there's actually also my how do you say that, my storage location. So if I would open this up like so, you can actually see like so, and then I'll point the camera to it again, so I have to walk this way to get that organized. 9. So this is the storage location. So here you have all kinds of boxes labeled with HDMI cables, with SDI cables, and the box here, this box there, is actually the box of this camera. Here you have the access points, and here below you see the mixer of the audio. So here I actually come in, and this is where all the audio comes in of this studio. And as you can see, it also reacts to my voice, so that's cool. And behind that, here behind this, I actually also have, but that's gonna be tricky. Here, oh, here you have my PC. It's running there. So that was very exclusive. I hope that you like that. Let me get back to my camera, normal camera positions, and let me see if there are some comments. So that's a exclusive behind the scenes look. I hope that you liked it. Let me see if that is the case. So, all right. Oh, yeah. No, a lot of people are. Susan is also in the house. Welcome, Susan. I didn't see you earlier. Sorry. Oh, I thought it was a blue backdrop. So cool. No, yeah, it was really. It's really black. If I would shut down this light, it would be totally black. So that's really cool. And Susan says storage location behind the scenes. Yep, definitely. So that is a quick look behind the scenes, but there's going to be some changes. So first of all, the camera that you can actually still see on this shot right there, this camera will become a very important camera in the future. Now I'm using it for some extra additional shots nowadays, but this will be my backup camera for if this camera is crippled, not working anymore, then I will move to that camera here. That camera is better than this camera, in all honesty, but it is a little bit smaller because it will only go from here to here, which is okay, but I like that this is a little bit of a bigger set, right? I like that this is a little bit bigger. So that's the first change. Is it will be the backup camera of the studio, but I will also have the ability to have both this studio and a location set available. The studio will remain live stream studio based, but my location work will be totally vMix based, which in my opinion is better software. However, I have already invested in this and I do like the setup. It's not bad. The only thing that I need vMix for is actually this. So it's okay, right? Anyways, that is the show for today. I really enjoyed it. Next week, I will have a week off. I will not have a show, not because I have a week off, but because I actually have a very big gig lined up where we have a multi-camera production, TV, everything, YouTube, Facebook. So there are a lot of things coming my way at that time, and I just want to make sure that I don't have too much on my plate at that time. Besides that, I will also I will go live. Yeah, now I get it. I will go live throughout the coming week. I will go live tomorrow to show you some really cool stuff. I will go live later this week to show you some stuff where I'm preparing some gear, because besides this studio, I actually have additional gear as well for on location. I will show that to you as well, and I will also show you what how do you do an event, that kind of thing. So that's going to be this coming week. Again, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions and you see this after the fact, no worries. Just put some comments in. I will react to your comments. And I really, really appreciate each and every one of you, especially these guys over here, for supporting me to make this show possible. So next week, not a regular show, but the week after, I will have a regular show, and we will be talking about this thing right here that we just unboxed at the start of this show. So that is all coming your way. Thank you so much, and I hope that everything is going well with you, and I'll see you the coming week a few times ad hoc, and after that, if I don't see you, then I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!